Hi, I'm Wanda with Jimmy Branch Homestead. Today I'm making and canning potato soup. So we're going to start off with 15 pounds bag of potatoes. And I have most of those already prepared and in water over here. So I use an old-fashioned potato peeler. I find it's much easier and less waste for me than trying to use a knife. Plus I have arthritis, so using the knife too tightly really hurts my hand. So again, I can peel this so much faster. And if I run into bad spots, I can just take off thin layers and get the bad spots out for the most part. So you use whatever method works for you. Then I cut the potatoes in cubes. I have a combination of ones about a 1/4 inch square, along with larger ones about 3/4 inch square. The small ones will kind of disintegrate in the processing process and make the soup thicker. The larger ones will stay in chunks. Be sure to cut out any eyes or bad spots. Sometimes you'll have a little scar where a shovel or something hit them and you'll have to cut that out. Sometimes you'll end up with a bad spot in the middle. Out of this 15-pound bag, I only had one of those. A great time to do this is when you can find potatoes on sale. Or if you have potatoes in your cellar and they're no longer at their peak and you want to make sure and use them before they go bad, it's a great way to do that too. Okay. I now have all the potatoes peeled, so I'll meet you over at the roaster where I'm going to throw the potatoes in the roaster. Okay, so I have the potatoes in the roaster now, and with the water just barely covering them. To that, I'm going to add 4 cups or a quart of diced onion, which basically is 2 large onions in my case. And 4 cups or a quart of diced celery. I had just a little bit left from another project, so I'm going to add that in. And I also use the leaves in my soup. It brings a lot more flavor. So I use the entire stalk and leaves. And then I'm just going to kind of mix that in. Okay, so I'm just going to turn this on warm to heat through because I'm going to pack it into jars for canning. But during the time this is warming up, I'm also going to fry up 2 pounds of bacon. If you don't want that much in yours, that's fine. Make sure that you cook it crispy and pat the oil off of it to the best of your ability. So I'll be back with you shortly. So this is a tool that I use for chopping up all the onions and the celery, and it made quick work of it. So I slice the onions in thin slices, or about 1/8 of an inch slices, and then I put them in here, and it just forces it down and fills it up down here. So made very quick work of doing the onions especially. Correction, the celery I did do by hand. I just cut it in long strips and then chopped it that way. So, great tool addition to the kitchen. I use it all the time. So, I'll try and figure out how to get this put on my Amazon store on our website. So when I'm making potato soup, I try to find the bacon with the most meat on it. So we want as lean as we can get. So this one looks pretty good. And you want to fry it till crisp. And then blot it very good. Like I have it draining on a double layer of paper towel. And then I also put one on the top and push down while the bacon's still warm to get as much of that excess grease off as possible. Then when I get ready to add it to the potato soup, I might pinch off some of the very fat little pieces that don't have any lean on them, and the rest I'll break up and put into the soup. So I'll be back with you in a few minutes. Okay, so the potatoes, onions, and celery are in the roaster. That's another project over here, sealing. And this is the 2 pounds of bacon fried crisp and then broken up. And we're just going to mix that right in. It will rehydrate, and that's fine. I just wanted to get as much of the grease off as we could. And now we're not going to cook this, but we are going to get it hot through because it will cook in the canner. So we're going to hot pack this into jars. So it's not hot through yet. Looks like I might need to add a little bit of water. Okay, I'm going to get the jars in the oven to warm up, clean out the canner, and get that going. And so I'll see you back here when we're ready to jar it up. Okay, so the potato soup mixture is hot through. The jars are hot in the oven and the canner is hot. I just shut it off because it was going to start boiling. So I'm going to go ahead and get out a hot jar and start filling them. Oops. Sorry, forgot my funnel. Again, some of the chunks here are quite large, well, 3/4 to an inch cube, and many of the others are only 1/2 inch cube. Okay, hold on a second, let me grab my paper towel. I have put a little bit of vinegar in my canner with the water. My canner takes 5 quarts roughly of water. Check with your manufacturing instructions on your canner to see how much water you should have in it for canning. Okay, so I need just a little more liquid in here. And then we're going to add to each jar 1/4 teaspoon of pepper and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Then wipe the rim. Add a canning lid. Tighten the ring to finger tight. So I just spin it on there and then just do a little bit more. You don't want to over tighten these. And that's what it looks like going in the canner. Putting them in the canner, we do not want them touching the side, and we don't want them touching each other. Oops. To grab another paper towel. You can use chicken stock or something like that if you prefer. I've always just used water when I'm making my potato soup. It's whatever you prefer. Wipe the rim. And this is just to make sure none of the spices or grease or anything like that is on the rim that would inhibit the seal. And just a little more. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and finish filling the jars and loading up the canner, then I'll bring you back. One of the things I forgot to share is you should debubble these, just to make there's no air pockets in here, and then top it off if need be. This one's still pretty good, so it's good to go. Okay, I'm going to finish filling the jars and I'll be back. Okay, I'm pretty sure I have enough for another full load. Kind of show you there. You can see. We're pretty close to it anyway. And my canner does hold 7 wide mouth pints. It holds 8 wide mouth pints, 7 wide mouth quarts. Because the quart jars are bigger around, going at the side than what the pints are. So we'll go ahead and get the lid on this. And we'll be using 10 pounds of pressure today based on my altitude of less than 1,000 feet. And, well, the main middle part here would be 5 pounds of pressure, and I use 1 ring. It come with 2, but I use 1 ring for my pressure. We don't put this on yet, so I need to turn the burner back on, and I'm going to turn it on to just under medium because my burner is so hot. And once it starts steaming out the vent, then we'll be back and show you what that looks like. Okay, the steam is now coming up through the vent pretty good. So I need to let that vent for 10 minutes. So setting the timer. Once the timer goes off, I'll come back and it'll be time to put the rocker arm on. Okay, the timer's going off. And hopefully you can see the steam coming up from the vent. It's a good steady stream. And the little pressure one here popped up. So now we put the weight on and wait till it starts jiggling. When it starts jiggling steady, then I need to time it for 75 minutes for pints. If you were doing quarts, it would be 90 minutes. So I'll see you when it starts jiggling. Okay, we're back and the weight started jiggling. So at this point, I need to set the timer for 75 minutes. I'll check back with you once the canning process is done and the pressure is dropped. Okay, the timer's going off, meaning the processing is done. So I'm going to just turn off the burner and let everything, all the pressure go down naturally. When it is cool enough and the pressure completely drops, I'll bring you back to show you when we unload it. Excuse me. Okay, so the pressure has been released. So let's open this up.
We all paid up here?
So that's what it looks like now. So when I get ready to use this, I'll dump it into a saucepan and add a little milk to it. Oop, that's a sound of sealing. These really pop loud, this kind of sealed lids, when they seal.
Big difference. Somebody's explain to me what is going on. I'm not just going to sit here and be bullied or intimidated. Tell her to take us to her office. Well, I'll shoot her in the fucking head right here.
Okay. Good morning. It is the next day and we've completed all of our projects for soup, and we ended up with 9 pints of the potato soup, 4 quarts, and 2 pint-and-a-halves. And the reason I did that was I needed to complete the second batch, and as it was, it didn't finish until 11 o'clock last night. So I didn't want to stay up even longer and do a third batch. So when my husband and I both want soup, a lot of times a quart is a great size. But the pints are great if we individually want soup. So I had another project yesterday, and that yielded me 8 pints of 4 of pea soup and 4 of bean soup. If you'd like to see that, that is in a separate video. So thanks for watching. If you enjoy this type of video, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. Jimmy Branch Homestead.